my foodies, welcome back to the channel. Join me in the kitchen today to make some delicious Bhaigan Choka. So I was at the farmer's market yesterday and I saw that they had a really nice balanja. Look at the size of these balanjas. This is one and this is the other one. Look how nice and big they are. So traditionally when you make balanja choka, you would roast it on an open flame on your stove or a fireside, wherever you can have access to an open flame. However, I don't have access to an open flame. My stove is electric, so it's a glass top, and I don't want to go out and put this on the grill. What I usually do is cook it in my microwave. Yes, that's right. I put it in my microwave and it cooks just fine. So to do that, I'll show you how I go about to prepare the balanja before I put it inside. Now here, I just have some fresh garlic that I'm about to peel. And for anyone that doesn't have access to an open flame, instead you have an electric stove like me, drop a comment below and tell me, how do you guys usually make your balanja choka? Do you do it in the microwave like me? How exactly do you do yours? So you never know, maybe I can learn a new way to do mine. How do you guys like to eat your balanja choka? Do you like to eat it with oil roti, sada roti, dal and rice, bare balanja choka? How do you guys usually like to eat it? I know everyone has a different preference as to how they like it. Me personally, I can take some balanja choka in a bowl, or even before it turns into balanja choka, like just a plain roasted balanja, and I can eat it with a spoon. That's really how I like to truly eat it. But for the choka part of it, I'm an oil roti person. I need to have oil roti with mine. I'm not a fan of the dal and rice and the balanja anymore. I used to like it, but I don't know, for some reason I don't like it anymore. Maybe one day I'll come back and I'll like it again. I have some oil roti that I already made, and I do have a recipe for oil roti on my channel. I will link it below in the description box for you guys to try. Right, I'm on my last garlic here. It's all peeled. Now to prepare my balanja, it's very simple. I'll do the bigger one first. What I like to do is just take a knife and I'll create some pockets. And I'll twist the knife around like this so that the garlic could fit in, because that's where I'm going to put the garlic. You just create how much ever pockets you like. Plus this helps to cook the balanja faster because steam is going to be getting in, right? All these little slits, my finger can fit in there. It requires a little bit of effort, but once you get the first one in, you can get the rest. Okay, here I have my balanja all prepared. You can see each one of the slits have a piece of garlic or a whole one if it could have fit in whole. Now, if you want to roast your balanja on the flame, you can absolutely do this with poking the holes and putting the garlic in. It makes a lot of difference. To finish this off now, I'll just take some oil and a brush. You can use your hands, but I don't want to oil my hands up. And I'll just pour the oil on top. What the oil does, because it's going into the microwave, when the heat gets it, it creates like that roasting effect or that blistering effect, and it helps to break down the balanja even further. So brush your oil everywhere, including the top where the stalk is. It's okay if the oil gets in the little pockets of where the garlic was placed in. Okay, I have everywhere coated in the oil. You can use any oil of your choice. I just always use canola oil or vegetable oil. And let a little bit of the oil drop at the bottom here. And basically what I have here is a pie dish. Use any type of Pyrex or glass like dish that can withstand high heat pressure so that you don't risk breaking it in the microwave. So this is a pie dish. It's a Pyrex pie dish. It'll be just fine in the microwave. All right, I have that all nice and rubbed up with the oil. What I'll do, I'll put this in my microwave for 30 to 45 minutes. And I say 30 to 45 minutes because one, each balanja is different. Two, this is a very big one. Three, depending on your microwave and how it is, that'll also determine on how long it takes. But ideally, it usually takes about 35 minutes if your microwave is like really good. So I'll pop this in the microwave for 35 to 45 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you what it's looking like, or what it should be looking like when it's finished. Okay, so whilst my balanja is cooking in the microwave, I'm not sure if you can hear it in the background. Here I just have my onion, my tomato, or tomati, however you want to say it. And I just picked some fresh shallot from the garden. I'll add some wiri peppers, but I'm not going to cut it up right now because it's frozen and it's just going to get mushy when I'm going to add it. So the first thing that I'm going to cut up is my shallot. And my salt and my oil and black pepper and stuff, I'll add those in when it's time to mix up the balanja choka. Oh, and I think another way that people like to eat their balanja choka, I've never tried it, but everyone says it's a must try, is bake with balanja choka. If you guys have never tried a bake recipe before, I do have one on my channel where I made it with saltfish. I'll link it down below so you guys can check it out to see how I make my bakes. And I just have a bowl here that I'm adding everything in as I chop it up. Oh, my eyes from cutting the shallots. I have my onion. Everyone has their way of cutting up their onion for balanja choka. I just specifically always dice mine really fine. Whew, my eyes are tearing up. If y'all see any liquid or a drop of water fall on this board, it's my tears from cutting the green onions. So I'll just chop this up really fine. I usually like to use the purple onions for balanja choka because it looks really nice and it adds like a nice sweetness to it. But I don't have any at the moment, so if you guys want to use purple onions, feel free to do so. Take some of this off. And today you'll be seeing me wearing the same outfit from my flatbread video. It's because I'm doing multiple recipes today. So I ain't a come for me to comment and send me on a more clothes to wear. Now for my tomatoes. Y'all hear I'm pulling my nose? It's because those onions and shallots are usually brutal to cut up sometimes. It usually doesn't bother me, but I'm not sure why it's bothering me today. Okay, I have everything here that I can cut up right now finished. I'm gonna wait for my balanja. It has like 30 more minutes according to the microwave. So when that's done, I'll come and show you guys what it should be looking like once it's finished. Right, so this is what our first balanja is looking like. See how nice it cooked up in the microwave there? Everything's fully cooked and nice and soft. The garlic is nice and soft. I ran my knife down the middle to test it before. So that's why you see a slit in it. And either way, that's the correct way to extract the balanja flesh from out here. In here, sorry. Now, you just go about as per normal. Peel back your skin. And then just scrape out as much as you possibly can. See how good this is looking? I have a bowl at the side of me here. As I scoop it out, I'll just put it in there. And this little dark piece that you're seeing here, it's not the skin, it's from the inside after the skin is peeled off. That's okay if you have some of it in there. So before I go ahead and put the other balanja in, I just want to mash this up a little bit to break up all the chunks. And this is what it's looking like so far. So I'll continue to mash this and I'll put the other balanja in. And when that's finished, I'll come back and we'll start mixing these up. So I'll see you then. Right, so both of our balanja finished from the microwave. I just have a fork here and I'm mixing and mashing up the garlic or any chunks of the balanja. We got a decent amount. This is okay. And here I have my wiri pepper. I finally chopped it up fine. So I'll start to adding all of my vegetables. I'll add my tomato. I'll add all of the green onions. And my onions. And all of the peppers. I'll give this a mix. Now that this is mixed in, it needs a little bit of oil. That is about 2 tablespoons of oil. Now that I have all of my vegetables mixed in, I will add 1 teaspoon of black pepper. 1 teaspoon of sugar. And salt to taste. This is about half a teaspoon of salt. I'll mix this in, give it a taste, and see if I need to add any more, because every balanja is different, right? I gave this a taste and it needed a little bit more salt for me. So I added a total of 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, my balanja choka is finished. I'll plate it up and I'll show you how it's looking. Okay, so our balanja choka is finished. Here I have my roti that I was telling you guys about. I just heated up a little bit. Let's go in and taste this balanja choka. Let's take a little bit here. Take a look. This is really good. You guys don't know what you're missing. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video in the kitchen with me. I hope that you give this recipe a try. If you have no way of making balanja choka because you feel like you only need to make it over a flame, definitely put it in your microwave and cook it for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how big is the balanja and how long it usually takes in your microwave. And you'll have balanja choka in no time. No mess, no nothing to clean up. Everything that happens in that dish that you usually put, or you want to put your balanja in, and you'll have delicious balanja choka anytime that you want it. So guys, do give this video a thumbs up. Do share with family and friends. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next delicious recipe. Thank you for watching today. Bye.